This report will highlight the factors need to be taken into account if Angove family winemakers were to expand into the South Korean wine market. Angove family winemakers was established in 1886 by an English doctor named Dr. William Thomas Angove. They experienced early growth as after the first 20 years of producing wine, they went from a 4 hectares farm to a 40 hectare farm, producing 300 tonnes of grapes a year. The growth did not slow down. By 2017, they were the 13th largest wine producer in Australia. By the year of 2022, they produced $24 million and have grown to have 41 employees, which majority are family members. The family winemakers produce over 1.5 million crates of wine a year. This is comprised of a wide range of red wine and white wines. However, they also produce hard liquor like whiskey, brandy and gin, with the most expensive being 950 bottles for a bottle of brandy. Although they charge lots of money for a high-end liquor, they do offer a wide range price of wines, with the cheapest being $18 each. This is an example of a Shiraz, Pinot and a Cabernet. On the other hand, they also offer a high-end value of wine which costs $75 and is their award-winning Angel's Rise Vineyard Shiraz of 2022.
The economic environment is a critical factor to assess when any company is trying to sell their products outside their primary home base of operations. The exchange rate shows the amount of money that will be made on sales when converted back to the AUD, and as of last year, the AUD has been depreciating against the won, as according to Google Finance. Thus, the price of Angove family wines will become cheaper relative to domestic products in South Korean markets. Next, looking at inflation rates, South Korea have had extremely high inflation rates, jumping from an average of 0.38% in 2019 to 5.09% in 2022, as according to rate inflation, meaning a weakening of the purchasing power for low to middle income earners in South Korea. Next, looking at disposable income, it's highly important due to the fact that wine is a luxury good, and therefore with high inflation rates, it seemingly has forced those low to middle income brackets to spend their monthly disposable income on necessities rather than luxury goods. Bringing this all together, we need to look at the GDP growth rate in South Korea, which has been falling steadily, indicating a nation in a downturn. The Bank of Korea found a 2.3% economic growth rate in July 2020 compared to 0.6% in 2023, ultimately representing a shrinking economy, which is bad for both individuals and businesses domestically, also those who look to export to the country.
Looking at the cultural environment, we can see that the South Korean wine market has seen a notable transformation recently, however still remains rooted in traditional customs and values. South Korea's rich drinking culture traditionally revolves around soju, and their culture is significantly influenced by Confucian values, which emphasizes respect for elders and hierarchy. This presents a challenge for marketing of wine considered a Western beverage that might not align with these values. Angove family wines must respect these customs and integrate wine into South Korean culture seamlessly. Attitudes towards alcohol have shifted, particularly amongst the younger generations, who are open to experimenting with different drinks like wine. Sparkling wine has gained popularity due to its sweetness and lower alcohol content compared to soju. Wellness and health considerations have also influenced wine consumption, as South Koreans embrace it as a healthier alternative to traditional spirits. Gift-giving and social drinking remain significant, with high-priced wines exchanged in both business and personal relationships. Wine's role in corporate culture is likely to increase as South Koreans return to work post-pandemic, with company drinks and hosik becoming more frequent. Understanding these cultural aspects, blending traditional drinking culture with modern lifestyle changes, is pivotal for Angove family wine's success in the South Korean market.
Reasons why the legal and political factors would affect an Australian wine company like the Angove family winemakers. One of these factors would be tariffs. South Korea imposed a large tariff upon not just imported goods but also liquor like wine. The taxation rate set is 15% on imports, 30% tax on liquor, education tax of 10% and a VAT of 10%. Based on a bottle of wine costing $10, the total cost to sell the wine to South Korea would be $17.63, which is a 76.3% increase of cost. Another legal obstacle family winemakers might face would be the necessary packaging required by South Korea. One of the things would be that South Korea require alcohol labels to have more information than they do in Australia. For example, information like brand name, category of product, volume, alcoholic strength, name of producer. The increase of required information will mean that family winemakers have to reprint separate labelling to adhere to the laws and regulations. The laws on drink driving also differ and is definitely something to consider. One change is the reduction in the legal blood alcohol concentration limit from 0.05 grams per 100 ml to 0.03 grams per 100 ml. This is one of the lowest tested alcohol levels possible, meaning there is more of a chance to exceed the limit when going out for a meal if they decide to drink. In South Korea, the legal drinking age is 19 years of age, when compared to Australia's drinking age of 18 years. With 25.8% of Australians aged 18 years old have more than 10 drinks a week, this is a big difference. As well as legal aspects, there is also political factors. One of these is the current ruling body of South Korea. Leaders are elected every 5 years and not allowed to run for a second term. This means that laws regarding alcohol and drinking might change.
Looking at the industry analysis, we can see the South Korean wine market is valued at USD 1.68 billion in 2020 and is poised for 10% annual growth rate from 2020 to 2025, making it an attractive regional market. This growth drove a 27% increase in wine imports from 2019 to 2020, intensifying competition. Supermarkets and hypermarkets, constituting 71% of wine distribution, hold significant buying power, potentially pressuring suppliers like Angove family wines for lower profit margins. However, premium wine brands favour department stores and specialty retailers offering higher margins, and the online channels face heavy regulation and are not advised to be used. Porter's Five Forces analysis reveals a high threat of new entrants, low barriers, and low switching costs. Substitutes, particularly ready-to-drink beverages, pose a high threat, and supermarkets' buying power is strong or suppliers face low switching costs, creating a very competitive environment. However, this is similar in Australia. Imports dominate the competitor scene, with key competitors being France, who conduct premium wines, Italy in sparkling wines, and Chile, who hold a competitive advantage from the Korea-Chile Free Trade Agreement. Understanding these dynamics is vital for Angove family wines to succeed in the South Korean market.
Segmentation is a pivotal part of the process for Angove family wines, as they must identify which segment factors will be most effective to choose their target markets. Firstly, looking at geographics, Martin highlights the importance of this segmentation, as that those that live in the same region usually have similar wants and needs and are very different from other regions globally. In the New Zealand Trade and Enterprise report, it was found that 37% of respondents who purchased wine recently came from Seoul, and 25% came from Gyeonggi, the area which surrounds Seoul. Looking at demographics next, those aged between 35 and 44 represented 26.1% of the market, while the leader were those aged 44 to 55 at 29.2%. A potential growth market for wine exports to South Korea is those aged 19 to 24, with half of the 1 million new entrants in the market since 2017 coming from this age bracket, as according to Wine Intelligence. Next, looking at the benefit source, in recent times, youth consumers are starting to look for green labels and eco-friendly alternatives as concerns for the environment are rising, as according to Santander. Other benefit source is the status that comes with drinking wine. South Korean consumers, especially those from the middle class and above, enjoy the prestige of drinking fine wines. Furthermore, the associated health benefits found in red wine has been a purchasing motive for many South Koreans, driving a large portion of the culture to switch from spirits to wine. And the prominence of gift-giving culture in South Korea also acts as a buying motive for the wine during holiday events. Angove Family Winemakers aims to penetrate the South Korean market with a curated selection of 6 wines, with a premium pricing strategy for the wine connoisseurs and a price penetration strategy for the youth drinkers. For the youth drinkers favouring sweeter wines, the introduction of the Angove Organic Merlot, Organic Rosé, and Organic Querve is proposed, priced at 20,000 KRW to accommodate for their limited budgets and environmental concerns. Connoisseurs will be enticed with premium selections like the Angels Rise Vineyard Shiraz, Warboys Vineyard Grenache, and the Lost Farm Chardonnay, priced at 77,000 KRW. To align with evolving drinking habits, both regular and lower volume bottles will be offered. Packaging will comply with South Korean regulations, and red wine labels will feature a health benefits section. Additionally, a 2-for-1 special during gift-giving season enhances the appeal. These strategies are designed to ensure a seamless integration into the South Korean market, maximising Angove's market presence.
For place and promotion, to enter the South Korean market effectively, Angove Family Wine should adopt a strategic approach for distribution and promotion. For distribution, a dual channel strategy is advised. For products targeting younger consumers, focus on off-trade retail in hypermarkets and supermarkets, which align with their price points and buying habits. The Angove organic range can be sold in high-traffic pubs and bars, emphasizing the social aspect of drinking. High-end Angove products should primarily be distributed through the on-trade channel, including restaurants known for knowledgeable staff who can recommend premium wines. Online distribution should be avoided due to stringent regulations in South Korea. For promotion, utilizing social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Neverband to target the youth segment will be effective, as well as implementing sales incentives for off-trade retailers, and then for on-trade retailers, employ sales representatives to educate establishments about wine and food pairings, enhancing brand awareness and sales.
Has provided recommendations for Angove family wines in the entrance to the South Korean wine market. These recommendations are built from an analysis of external environment, company profile, and industry landscape. The external analysis comprised of detailed discussion of economic, cultural, political, and legal factors pertinent to the industry, along with an assessment of the industry structure and direct competitors. The identification of the distinct target segments, wine connoisseurs and youth drinkers, provided direction for the suggested positioning of Angove family wines, as well as the marketing mix outlined.